Douglas C. Welch, and I am here today at WhoCon in San Diego, and I'm speaking to Steve Roberts. Steve has gone above and beyond the builder ethic and created this amazing device here, which if any of you are familiar with Doctor Who, you know this is a Dalek, but this is a fully operational Dalek. This is one that walks and talks, and operates its weapons, and has the blinking lights on top, and allows people to cruise around here at WhoCon, attempting to exterminate nearly everyone. So Steve, first of all, why?
That's a hard question. The correct answer is because I'm a nutcase, but really because I went to Gallifrey One convention in 2008 and there were no Daleks at all.
None.
And I saw the first episode of Doctor Who in 1963, and I saw the Dalek episode, which really saved the show totally. And this is bad. I can either go home and moan about it, or I can build one. And so I got online and eventually found those people, ProjectDalek.com, who do nothing else but supply information where you can get materials for building one of these things.
You actually showed us plans, complete plans of dimensions and parts, and where to get 3D printed parts and all that stuff.
It's now gone into 3D very much. Yeah, it used to be where can you get a sync plunger that looks like the original, and how do you build the egg whisk and all that kind of stuff.
You told us an interesting thing yesterday, is the fact that I said, well, what do you use a truck to move this around? And you said...
Car. No, it just comes completely apart. The base, this section, that section fits in the base, and I can get pretty much all of it in my car with absolutely no room to spare. So K9 has to go in a cargo carrier on the back.
Yes, he also has a K9, an operable working K9, which is amazing, as well as a Cybermat, and as well as, what's the name of the one?
That's a DRD from Farscape.
A DRD from Farscape, which is all sorts of lighting effects, the antennas move, it's an amazing thing. How long did it take you to put together the Dalek?
It's not finished yet, I'll let you know.
It's never finished, just not the case.
Get it in sort of a reasonable order. It took me about a year.
Oh.
I was working at the time, so part-time. Quite a lot of my spare time, I can tell you.
That surprises me. I would think this would be years of work. For me, it would be more than years of work, for sure.
Well, the internet made it possible because you didn't have to go searching around for parts. They tell you, go to Ace Hardware, get some of these metal rods, and then you can just stick it in here. You can bend it a bit and stick it in that thing, and you've got the gun. The central barrel is from Ace Hardware. These things I have to make by hand, but one, and then mould it, and then make a whole bunch, which I exchange with other Dalek builders for stuff I couldn't do.
Could you show people one of the roundels here? You pulled one of those off for us the other day.
This is just a transparent Christmas ornament. You buy one, you put a little gift inside, put it together, and give it to people or hang it on the Christmas tree. Paint it gold, stick it inside an oil seal, which is what is on the original prop, in fact, and bingo, you've got it. That was really easy.
So step us through what technology we have.
Okay, we've got this here, which is the voice changer. If I'm talking to this, I can start to talk like a Dalek and start to give orders. Obey. That sort of thing. And of course I've got the right accent. Yes, exterminate doesn't really do it. It has to be exterminate. It sounds really horrible. In the base we have a power wheelchair. So you just press in the direction you want to go. But the wheelchair with the actual chair bit and everything taken off it. So
it's just the base then?
Yeah, and you have a very primitive chair on top of it now. It's not built for comfort. This is true. But it's such an intense experience driving it around that you don't really notice until you get back here and you're soaked in sweat.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just been through it.
Yeah, that's always the case. I got to play a Disney character for 45 minutes once, and whatever we pay them, we don't pay them enough. Because I was just totally drenched. Yeah. So you have the weapons move and operate in the front, the kind of plunger and the gun there.
That's the
with the appropriate sound effects.
Yep, like the original prop, this one has the donut eye stalks are in fact remote controlled. This is a huge advantage because somebody could drive it and then from the outside you can see where this thing is pointing.
And the way they can see is, yes, right inside there is a little camera. And he has a remote video device. so he can frame his shots.
Because if you're a Dalek is very threatening, but it's not threatening if it's not looking at you when it's yelling at you. So in here we have a nice view of what it can see. So when someone's face appears in there, you start to threaten. And the more preposterous the threat, the better.
I will cultivate you.
and at a convention, of course, people are supposed to come here and have fun. So the Dalek tells them, you will have fun, or you will be exterminated. And you'll be tested for fun before you leave. And if you didn't have any, it's the end, I'm afraid.
It's the end, yes. And you mentioned the lights on top respond to the voice control, just like they do in the show.
Yeah.
And
sound alike unit.
how long can you operate this?
As long as you as a human being can stand it.
How about power-wise, though?
I've driven this all day and it's been fine.
Really?
I've never actually run out of juice for the machine.
Very cool.
Because it's a power wheelchair. It's designed to go a long distance, and it's got two very large, very heavy batteries in there, which are the worst thing about moving it, because that base is very heavy. So getting into it's quite easy because you can't tip it over. It's much
I was
heavy.
wondering about that. I saw someone getting in and out of it, and it's a bit of a gyration to get in and out of it, but I was worried that it was going to tip over. But yeah, it makes sense with the batteries and the wheelchair frame. It's going to be pretty
really heavy. Yeah, on the top of it, this is fiberglass. So it's that. No, I didn't do fiberglass. I bought them. Don't tell the people. And all of it's similar to the original. This mesh here through which you can see to actually move. This was made by a guy in Wisconsin. The original mesh is stuff called heron rib, which is a matting for very muddy areas. But it's enormously expensive, $60 a foot or something like that. So this guy got hold of a little bit of it, bent it into the right shape, and then made a mold out of it.
Oh, okay.
And so has been distributing this stuff around. And there's a bit of bug screen on the inside, so that hopefully people can't see it.
It works very well, because that's often the problem. If being able to see through it ruins the effect. But this, I know there's someone in there, but even looking through, I really couldn't tell unless they got a strong backlight behind them. So it was very good for that. So you've been driving all around the convention here today. Any specialized thing that you had to develop for this?
Not really, no, because it's all pretty much done for you if you like. The most expenses were certainly failed experiments. And you think this would be really great. And it wouldn't be great if you could pull a lever and that fender down there would shrink in because it stops you getting through wide doors. And so I spent a lot of money trying to do that. And just forget it. Take the thing off. But not that expensive, but very expensive in time. It took me. I redid this bit over the summer, and it took most of the summer to do that.
Isn't that the way it always works? So you're always kind of, I want to improve this section. You said earlier that you used to have MDF plywood for the bottom, and that was tremendously heavy.
Well,
so
this shoulder section was all MDF, and I could not lift it myself unassisted. That was hopeless. So I started using this EVA foam, which is very, very light, but not quite good enough.
It does, we were talking about that. It doesn't quite take a hard enough surface.
Yeah.
This here, you can tell the difference between this and this.
Yeah, the bottom one is EVA, and I'm going to replace that. But the top one is 3D printed. Since your print area is not huge, you print little sections and then join them together.
Can we go talk about K9 real quick?
Absolutely.
Because as a fan of old Who, of course, this was amazing to me, because this is like your plastic palette's fun to be with, to mix our memes with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and everything else. Now, anything easier, more difficult about K9?
It was really came to scaling everything down. I could do him reasonably quickly because I've already done a lot of stuff, and he's got much the same except on a smaller scale. So we switch his bits on.
So the buttons actually do functions for you.
Well, they light up. That's all.
Oh, that just turned, but it turned on the displays then?
In fact, underneath it's just a whole bunch of vellum and electronic kits that do different things and that's come a drift. A convention is like a wrecking ball.
Of course.
The handles are from Home Depot. It's a radio antenna. This thing at the end is called an eye plunger. You stick it on the back of your iPhone.
Yes, I've seen one of those. That's great.
And I looked at that and I thought, wow, perfect.
Okay. Roseanne, can you get just a shot of the remote control he's using here?
This looks hideously complicated.
It does.
But it is actually not very complex. It's just very large, which is much more appropriate for a robot than the user ones you see. So, of course, we can go left, right, up, down. We can move the head around. We can run the ears.
That is the cutest feature right there. It's moving his little ears around, wagging his tail.
And all that type of stuff. And you can talk through it as well.
Steve, I want to thank you so much for talking with us today. Do you have a personal website?
No, I don't.
You don't? So, what you got your information through Project Dalek? Is it projectdalek.co.uk or
.co.uk gets you to the right one. It'll push you to .com, but in the correct place.
So, goodness forbid that you want to create your own Dalek.
Go to this website
and lose large portions of your life.
Lose a lot of your life. Yeah. And then work out where you're going to put it when you're not using it, which is most of the time.
Just don't tell people that. It just sits in the living room as a prop, right?
In mine it does. I don't know where else to put it. It's too hot in the garage, so that's where it stays.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Hope you have a great WhoCon.
You're entirely welcome. You do understand I'm going to have to track you down and exterminate you later on.
I look forward to it.
Very good.
Are you having fun yet? Go and have more fun! Now! Is anybody not having fun?